As predicted, the FX markets have stabilized and now are reacting a little more to market fundamentals as opposed to news and political slash financial gossip. Seeing how this channel is called the Peso Parlay, we will get into Mexican peso news, Mexican economic news, and predictions for the days and weeks ahead. Let's take a look at this first chart. Mexico retail sales year over year. Retail sales in Mexico declined by 1.1% year on year in February 2025, reversing a 2.7% increase in January. The drop came after a brief rebound that had ended 8 straight months of contraction. Sales decreased in vehicle services, textiles, costume, jewelry, clothing accessories, and footwear. Healthcare products, stationery, vehicle items, and hardware, plumbing, and glass products. Sales through online channels, printed catalogs, television, and similar platforms posted the largest increase, rising by 13.2% on a monthly, seasonally adjusted basis. Retail sales rose by 0.2% in February, following an upwardly revised 0.7% increase in January, according to Instituto Nacional de Estadística y Geográfica, el INEGI. So, what does this mean? Let's see. It's all devil's in the details here. The hardware, plumbing, and glass products, that's down 2.5%. That's a pretty big decline. But the sales through online channels, that's Mercado Libre and Amazon, those went up. Television and similar platforms posted largest increases. Okay, so retail sales are up in the e-commerce section, but I mean, that doesn't say much because Mexico is not an e-commerce country, although the e-commerce presence is growing. It's not a big e-commerce country. Most people go to brick and mortar stores to buy their products, their dispensa, their ropa, and whatever else that they consume on a regular basis. And those things, those purchases are down 1.1%. What does that mean? That means that products stayed on shelves at a rate of 1.1% less than they did last year. What happens then is that the longer those products stay on shelves, the more urgency there is for the businesses to turn that inventory over. And in order to do so, they have to incentivize the customer, the client. And the way to do that is by lowering prices, which will then reflect in either tomorrow or next month's inflation readings. Retail sales are up 0.2% month over month, and it looks like the retail sales in Mexico increased 0.2% in February 2025 over the previous month, following an upwardly revised 0.7% rise in January and falling short of market expectations for a 0.3% growth. Retail sales month over month in Mexico averaged 0.13% from 2001 to 2025. That's a long range, reaching an all time high of 9.10% in June of 2020. That was during the pandemic, and a record low of negative 20.6% in April. Obviously, 2020 is a statistical outlier. But yeah, these are the results for Mexico retail sales month over month. They're showing us that the expected rise was higher than what it actually was. Really, they're barely selling anything more than what they sold the previous month. And so, because inventory is not selling as fast as was expected, again, inflation and the inflation expectations are going to be lower for the near future.